Is LeBron James going to be the Lakers starting point guard this season? You're watching Lakers Report by Chat Sports, all things Lakers. I'm Hannah Kulik, aka Laker Hand. Now today we are going to be discussing the top options for the Lakers starting point guard this season. Obviously by now we kind of all know the drill. The Lakers missed out on signing Kawhi Leonard. He ended up going to the Clippers, but in my opinion, that was the best thing for us for now and for our future, because the Lakers were able to execute their plan B perfectly and really filled out this roster with a lot of talented players, addressed all of the issues we really needed to address. We got shooters, we got guards, we got some talented centers, we got a lot of great defenders. So going into this season, we're going into it with our deepest team in years, and honestly, one of the deepest teams in the NBA. We are definitely one of the favorites to win the title, and I am so excited for this season. But one of the question marks now, because the Lakers going into this offseason didn't even have a point guard. We traded away Lonzo Ball in that trade that got us Anthony Davis, and so there were a lot of question marks saying, all right, who are the Lakers going to get to be their starting point guard? It's one of the issues that we've really kind of struggled with a lot these last few years. So obviously during this offseason, it was something that the Lakers had to address. But not only did they address it, but we now have a lot of different options for our starting point guard. There are so many different guys on our team who could play that role for us. There's been a lot of reports on who it may be. So today I thought that we could talk about 5 potential starting point guards for the purple and gold this season. But before we get into our list here today, I want to make sure that you are subscribed to Chat Sports down below, and also to the new Chat Sports Lakers YouTube channel. You guys, this is going to be the best Lakers season we have had in a really long time, and you need to make sure that you are subscribed down below so that you do not miss a single second of it. But let's get into our list here. Starting at number 5, we have Rajon Rondo. Now, obviously, Rajon Rondo is a little bit past his prime. He's not one of the best players on this roster. He's not the best shooter. He's not the best defender. But in terms of a playmaker, Rondo is probably our best bet. So if the Lakers are looking more so towards a guy to be our starting point guard who is going to be taking on more of that playmaker role, not really looking to shoot the ball that much and score, then Rondo would really be the perfect fit. Even though he is older past his prime, like I said, he is still a very savvy veteran, and he is still one of the league's leaders in assists. Last season for the Lakers, in playing just less than 30 minutes, he still averaged 8 assists, which is really good. So Rondo is still very talented at getting others involved, really handling the ball, making others get their shots up. But also with Rondo, like I was saying, you know, he's not necessarily the best scorer, but at the end of the day, in a starting lineup that also featured, you know, LeBron, Danny Green, possibly Kyle Kuzma, Anthony Davis, maybe even DeMarcus Cousins, he wouldn't need to score. We could just be totally fine having him be more so that playmaker that he likes to be and that he's known for. And also, one other quick thing to note with Rondo, why he could be a good possibility for the Lakers starting point guard this season, is because he has also played with Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins back when he was a New Orleans Pelican, and of course last season he played with LeBron James, so he is familiar with most of the guys who are going to be in that starting lineup anyway, so he would be a good fit if, again, the Lakers are looking more so towards a starting point guard who is more of a playmaker. But I am curious, do you guys think that Rajon Rondo should be the Lakers starting point guard? If you do, type Y down below. If not, type N down below. Now, number 4 today, we have Alex Caruso. Alex Caruso, I really like him. You know, he's kind of this dark horse. No one really knew who he was. He was an undrafted rookie. Even though he played really well back in college at Texas A&M, he actually is the leader of that school in assists and steals. So he had a successful college career, but he went undrafted. No one really knew about him. The Lakers picked him up. He played in our G League. He had a lot of, you know, highlights during the summer league for us, and he's honestly played pretty darn well for the Lakers, and he has really earned his right to be in the Lakers regular lineup. Now, is he going to be the starting point guard? I'm not 100% sure, but one thing for sure for Alex Caruso, you definitely don't want to count this guy out. He's earned a lot of respect around this league, and honestly, I really like him because he's a scrappy guy. He's a hard worker. He never gives up, and honestly, last season for the Lakers, when we really struggled with injuries and we didn't really have any other options, Alex Caruso stepped up. He came and was our starting point guard, and there were a stretch of games, you guys, where he was averaging 20 points per game. So he's kind of quietly improved. He's really earned his respect in this league. And this offseason, it was reported that there were actually a lot of teams interested in him, one of those teams being the Golden State Warriors, but he's loyal to the purple and gold, and he decided to sign with the Lakers. And I, for one, am really excited that we brought Alex Caruso back. Now, is he the best bet for us at starting point guard? I'm not sure, but it is definitely possible that we may see him get some of those minutes, especially if we have some injuries to some of the other guys that I'm going to mention as well today. Now, we still have 3 more options for the Lakers starting point guard this season. One of those guys, I think you guys may be a little familiar with, rhymes with LeBron James. But before we get into those players, I want to ask you guys a quick question, because I have a very exciting announcement. Do you guys like sports betting? And would you like a free Laker jersey or a free jersey of your choice for any team, really any player? We can make it happen. If you do, DM me right now on my Instagram at Hannah Rose Keelik and or my Twitter at Hannah_Keelik, and I will let you know how you can win one of these jerseys. You guys, it is so easy. I've already given away so many jerseys. I am so grateful to our sponsor for giving me this opportunity to do so, and I want to make sure that you guys take advantage of this. We are going to be running this little promo through July and possibly extending it. It's been going so well, so make sure to DM me right now and I will let you know how you can win a free jersey. But let's move on to some more of these guys. Okay, now number 3 on our list today, we have Quinn Cook. Now, Quinn Cook is a guy that I am really excited to see play for the Lakers this season. He was Steph Curry's backup back in Golden State, and for the 2 seasons that he has been in the NBA, he has shot 40% or better from 3, so he's a lights out shooter. He's exactly the kind of shooter that the Lakers desperately needed, so he would be a perfect option for that starting point guard spot if the Lakers are looking more so type filling that spot with more of a shooter. Now, he wouldn't really need to even be that playmaker, which he's not necessarily known for being the best playmaker and the best defender. He's more known for just purely being a shooter. But again, he wouldn't really need to be more of a playmaker in a lineup that features LeBron, because as we all know, LeBron kind of plays at de facto point guard anyway. He kind of brings the ball up the floor and really handles the ball a lot and really is kind of that de facto point guard. So it wouldn't really be that big of a deal that he isn't the best playmaker if the Lakers are looking more so filling that starting point guard spot with a guy who could just shoot the ball. Again, he isn't also the best defender, but if he's in the backcourt with Danny Green, then I'm not too concerned. Again, also, he would probably be in a starting lineup that also featured not only Danny Green, but Anthony Davis and Boogie Cousins, so I wouldn't be too concerned with defense. So he's not necessarily, I guess, at the end of the day, the best option for the Lakers in terms of a full-on point guard, but if they're looking for a guy who's a great knockdown shooter to be inserted in that starting lineup and play in the backcourt with Danny Green, then Quinn Cook may be the perfect option. So I'm curious, what type of point guard do you think would be best for the Lakers this season? If you think more of a playmaking type of point guard, then type P down below, and if you think a shooter, a shooting type of point guard, type S down below. But let's move on to number 2 on our list today, because number 2 is a guy that I am so excited the Lakers were able to pick up, and I think he's going to have a great season for us, and I think he's really going to make a huge contribution for this team. Coming in at number 2 today, we have Avery Bradley. Avery Bradley has played both point guard and shooting guard throughout his career. He's thought to be a little bit more of a shooting guard, but he's only 6'2", so he's more of the size of a point guard. Now, he's bounced around a little bit these last couple of years after playing 6 seasons for the Boston Celtics, but the second half of last season for the Memphis Grizzlies, he really played well, and he really kind of came back into his own. He was in a little bit of a funk there, but the second half of the last season, he really played well for Memphis. He averaged 16 points per game. He also grabbed 3 rebounds, also averaged 4 assists, so he was kind of doing a little bit of everything. He also shot 38.3% from 3 and also 92% from the free throw line, which obviously, as we all know, the Lakers haven't had a player who averaged 92% from the free throw line in, I honestly cannot remember it. It's been a while. So he is not only just a great shooter, a great player in general, but he is a tenacious defender. So having him be our starting point guard, he would be able to guard more of the quick quicker, faster point guards in the league, more of the elite league's point guards like Steph Curry, Damian Lillard, so there would be no issues there. I, for one, would be extremely excited to see a backcourt that featured Avery Bradley and Danny Green. That would be unbelievable, you guys. They are the perfect kind of 3-and-D players that the Lakers really needed. And in a lineup that could also feature LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and DeMarcus Cousins, that looks pretty darn scary to me. I think that this actually may be the Lakers' best option as the starting point guard. Now, if the Lakers were to have Avery Bradley be that starter for us, then LeBron again could be more of that playmaker, more of that de facto point guard that he likes to be. But we get Avery Bradley, who would be able to guard the smaller, more elite point guards, the quicker point guards in the league, which would be the biggest concern if LeBron James was our point guard to start, which we are going to talk about in just a little bit. But Avery Bradley being a starting point guard for the Lakers next season really looks like an unbelievable option for us, and having him in the backcourt with Danny Green as that dynamic duo would be pretty darn exciting to see. So Avery Bradley possibly going to be the Lakers starting point guard next season. But let's move on to number one. I know I already kind of spoiled it a little bit today, but we have, of course, you guys probably guessed it, LeBron James. Now, there have obviously been a lot of reports recently saying that LeBron is in fact going to be the Lakers starting point guard, and I, for one, am totally fine with it. You know, LeBron, like I've mentioned earlier, has always kind of been that de facto point guard. He's always been, you know, handling the ball a lot, bringing the ball up the floor. He obviously is so talented, can really play any position, so I would be 100% fine with it. I think it's a good option. My only concern would be, like I kind of mentioned when I was talking about Avery Bradley, was who is going to be guarding the league's smaller, quicker, more elite point guards. If LeBron is the Lakers starting point guard, then most likely that would have to be Danny Green. He would probably slide over and guard instead of the shooting guard more so of the league's point guard, and then I would guess that Kyle Kuzma could also possibly be in that lineup if LeBron started. I would just guess that if LeBron was a starting point guard, we would have a starting lineup that featured LeBron at point, we would have Kyle Kuzma as that small forward, Danny Green as our shooting guard, Anthony Davis as our power forward, and then DeMarcus Cousins as our center. So if LeBron did start, I would think Danny Green would then guard the next other team's point guard, and then Kyle Kuzma would guard the team's shooting guard. Last season, we saw Kuz kind of defend the shooting guard anyway and play a little bit out of position anyway, so I'm not too concerned about it, and I am expecting Kuzma to make a lot of defensive improvements this offseason. I know he's been working on it, so I think honestly, if we're looking at next season, a big key to it is Kyle Kuzma and how much he's been able to improve, because we've already kind of mentioned that he's the Lakers' third option this season, and a lot really is riding on him, but that's for another day, another topic. At the end of the day, if LeBron was the Lakers starting point guard, that probably would be the best for them offensively. He would be able to distribute the ball, handle the ball, really kind of just be that playmaker that he's always been throughout his career. My only question, like I said, was defensively, but if we have Danny Green, then I'm not too concerned. And then again, we would also have Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins in that starting lineup as well, so I don't really think there would be too many concerns defensively. But at the end of the day, you guys, I am so excited because we are going into the season with such a deep team. We have so many options, not only at that point guard spot, but as our shooting guards, so many options for our rotations. I am just so excited. I think the Lakers have an amazing chance at winning the NBA championship this season, but I am curious, out of all of these five guys that I talked about, we talked about Rondo, we talked about Caruso, Quinn Cook, Avery Bradley, and LeBron James. Who do you think should be the Lakers starting point guard next season? Comment down below who it is. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to Chat Sports here on YouTube and the new Chat Sports Lakers YouTube channel. Give this video a double thumbs up if you liked it, and until next time, Laker Hand is out. Bye guys!